Did you know that while Syrahs or Syrah is indeed indigenous to France, the vineyards of Syrahs in South Africa have been planted with clones that were originally isolated in a number of different countries around the world. In the 1970s, Vitytech brought in clones from Argentina, but then they were also producing clones from South African vines that had originally come from France, but then undergone some epigenetic evolution of their own. Then in the 1980s and 1990s, as the global brand of Australian Syrahs grew, so Vitytech began bringing in clones from Australia as well. And finally, also in the 80s and 90s, as the renown of Rhone became what it is today, Vitytech thought it would be a good idea to bring in some clones from France in order to give us a little bit of that French magic to our South African Syrahs. But horror of horrors, it was discovered that almost all of the clones that came from France possessed a bizarre disease called Syrah decline. Syrah decline causes Syrahs or Syrah vines to swell at their graft points, and then a kind of necrosis sets in the trunk, and the leaves turn red and the vines die. This meant that almost half of all Syrah clones available to South African grape farmers had to be discontinued to avoid this gnarly vine disease. This also goes some way to explaining why old vine Syrahs is perhaps a little bit harder to find in South Africa than, say, old vine Grenache or old vine Cinsault.